On a scorching July afternoon, Kenya the elephant finally stepped out of her transport crate after half an hour of hesitation. The 13,200-pound African elephant shook off the dust, surveyed her new surroundings, then collapsed joyfully into a mound of red earth, rolling like a child discovering freedom for the first time. It was the first time in 3 years of working with her that I saw her play, bathe, or even enjoy food, said Juan Ignacio Hordet, Director of Biodiversity at Mendoza City's Eco Park in Argentina. Kenya's moment carried weight far beyond that dusty hill. She was the last captive elephant in Argentina. After 40 years of confinement, she was released to the global sanctuary for elephants in Brazil, the only one of its kind in South America. Her journey was the closing chapter of more than a century of elephant captivity in the country. Her release became possible after a 2016 Argentine law that shut down zoos, converted them into eco-parks, and mandated the relocation of exotic animals to sanctuaries or rescue centers. When Kenya finally arrived in Brazil, she trumpeted loudly, as if declaring victory on behalf of every elephant that had lived behind bars in Argentina. The long road here. The path to Kenya's freedom was paved with loss. Palusa, Meri, Kuki, and Tami, all elephants in Argentina, were selected for relocation, but none survived the wait. They died before reaching sanctuary, their bodies worn down by decades of isolation and poor living conditions. Elephants in the wild can live into their 60s or 70s. In captivity, the average is far lower. Kenya herself suffered leg and muscle problems, intestinal disorders, and liver disease from decades of confinement on hard ground with little space to move. The Mendoza Zoo, where Kenya had lived since she was 4, was shut in 2016 and transformed into an eco-park. Yet before that, her life had been one of isolation. The only other calf in her enclosure died soon after arrival, leaving her the lone African elephant in Argentina for decades. Obtaining the permits to relocate her was another exhausting ordeal. Paperwork expired repeatedly, blocked by political hesitation. For years, activists and foundations fought to keep her transfer alive, knowing time was against her. Healing begins. Scott Blaze, founder of the Global Sanctuary for Elephants, says elephants of Kenya's generation carry deep scars. Many were taken from the wild through brutal culls, torn from their mothers and sold into captivity. Kenya's own past remains uncertain, but her behavior revealed the toll. She was cautious, hesitant, insecure. Veterinarian Johanna Rincon, who worked closely with Kenya, said the bond came slowly but naturally. With her, I didn't just learn to read her trunk. I learned to see her gaze. You have to show them you understand them and respect them, she said. Surprisingly, Kenya accepted her transport crate without fear. What is often the most stressful part of relocation passed calmly, and she endured the 5-day journey to Brazil with resilience. A new life. At the sanctuary, Kenya is already transforming. She roams hills, pushes down trees, and plays in mud and grass that soothe her skin and strengthen her feet. She is forming bonds with other elephants, including Mara and Puppy, who were relocated earlier. We are watching layers of trauma peel away, said Blaze. For the activists, veterinarians, and caregivers who fought for her, Kenya's first role in the Red Earth was more than a playful moment. It was proof that freedom, though delayed, had finally arrived. And for the elephants who never made it, it was a silent tribute. As Tomas Sayola of the Franz Weber Foundation puts it, elephants should not live in captivity. That is not conservation,